Hello, I'm Tim, founder of SPX Option Trader. And today we're going to be looking at the late day strategy and learning how to use it effectively and going over a real life example of how to use this strategy. Now, first, an overview. At the most basic level at SPX Option Trader, we are day trading options seeking to profit from the intraday movement in the S&P 500. And we have several strategies that we use each day to accomplish this. In the late day trader, we're looking to profit from the late day movements in the S&P 500, and we're looking for either breakouts or breakdowns and seeking to profit from the quick moves that can come in the afternoon session. We can enter a trade anytime after about 12:30 until about 3:50 Eastern Time. All the times I mentioned are going to be Eastern Time in this video. And we do a single trade, either purchasing a put or a call, depending upon the way we believe the market is going to move. And we trade SPX options only. We do not trade SPY options for the late day strategy. Now, please be aware, these trades can move extremely fast. In fact, we can see swings of over 100% move in our option contract in just a few seconds. And because of this strategy is really designed for advanced traders only. For trading purposes, today in this video, I'm going to be using the on-demand feature of Thinkorswim, and I'm going to be recreating the alerts as they appeared on this day in real time. So please realize the timestamps that you see in the window won't be accurate because what you're about to see is a recreation. That being said, the alerts that you see and how we traded are all exactly what happened on this day, and I'll show you how a member could have benefited by using the information that we present in the Late Day Trader. And hopefully this will serve to you as an example of how to use the late day trader in your own trading. Okay, let's get to it then. Here is our sample workspace already loaded up and ready to go. We have our late day trader window open from SPX Option Trader's website so we can see the alerts when they're posted in real time. We have our Excel spreadsheet as well as our charts ready to go. Now, if you'd like to know more about how to set up your screen, please be sure and check out our video specifically on this topic, how to set up your trading platform for day trading options. And in that video, we discuss how to set up your screen, how to use the Excel worksheet. And if you've not watched that video first, highly suggest you pause this video and go watch that and then come back. Now, I will be using one screen for ease of training purposes, but it is very difficult to trade with only one monitor. And as I say in all the videos, I highly recommend that you use multiple monitors. Now, for the late day trader, our setup is slightly different than for the daily outlook. We only have SPX charts. We have a 1 minute SPX chart and we have a 5-minute chart with the 10 and 20 period moving averages. That's because for the late day trader, we are not concerned with the movement of the SPY, only with the SPX, and having both a 1 minute and a 5-minute bar chart up can help us identify where to pick our exit price at. And so this is our setup as we are at our screen by about 12:30 Eastern Time and we're ready to go. And normally there will be an alert around 12:30 or so from SPX Option Trader. And this alert is simply an alert to say that we are on the job and we are monitoring the stock price to see if there will be a trade. And you'll see there was just an update posted. We are watching the market for a possible trade. We'll update as the day develops. Now, if for some reason there was absolutely no trade possible for the day, we would alert you to that about this time. But that's simply the alert to say we're watching it and we'll follow up with further details as the setups develop. Now, the actual trade alert itself can be posted at any point after that alert until just before the close. So we're going to go ahead and jump ahead in time to just before when that alert was posted on this day. Okay, we've jumped ahead here until the 308 bar here on this day, on September 30th, 2024. The alert was just posted for the late day trader. And so this is the information that we are waiting for to know what we are looking for to enter a late day trade. And so let's take a look at what exactly was posted here. If the SPX trades above 57.33.25, then we plan to purchase, and we give you the ticker symbol for the option. It's a call, strike 57.35, expiration 9:30 at a limit price of 5.5. And we say note trading guidelines to remind you that no further trading guidelines will be given here. You must take a look at our website for further guidelines. Okay, the first thing we're going to do to get ready for trading now is we're going to take the ticker symbol that we provided for the option. We're going to copy and paste it up into our Excel spreadsheet. So we're ready to go there. Then we're also going to put it into our active trader. Remember, we want to put a period first and then Control V in order to get the ticker symbol listed in our active trader window. The next thing we want to do is we want to go to our SPX chart and we want to draw a line here at the 5733.25. And that's because that 5733.25 is going to be the price that we're looking at in order to enter the trade. And that means if the SPX comes above that level, if it breaks that level, we're looking to enter the option at that point. And so now, after we enter that information, we're ready to go down here on our order entry. We have the price level on our chart. It's simply a matter of waiting and seeing if that level will be hit. And the moment that level is hit, as long as we can enter the option at a price at or beneath the limit price that we have shared, we go ahead and enter the trade. So let's go ahead and jump ahead in time and see what develops here. Okay, we've jumped ahead here to the 333 bar, and you'll see in this bar the SPX came up and it broke through that level of 5733.25 that we were waiting for. And so the moment that broke, that's when we went ahead and we entered our option trade. And on this day, we went ahead and entered the option trade at that moment, and we were able to get a fill price of 390. And so we would enter up here at the top, we would enter our entry price of 390. Now, a couple of words here about how to use the Excel sheet for the late day trader. The late day trader can move very fast, and some traders may choose just to not mess with the Excel spreadsheet because sometimes it can move so fast that if you're concentrated on typing things in Excel, you can miss the trade itself. But I'm going to go over it here in case you decide to use it. You enter your entry price here, and let's scroll over and see. Profit target and stop target are not things that we are concerned about for this purposes. We don't have a set profit target percentage or a set stop target percentage. The trailing stop percentage, normally we're going to use about 100% maximum. Can adjust that, but normally about 100% maximum, and do not have a stop price override for the late day trader. Now, when it comes here to the high price, if we keep scrolling over, there is a high override, high price. Now that comes into play specifically on these late day trades because you'll notice right now it says the high price is 14.05. That is the high price for the day of this option. And yet we just entered the option at 390 and it has not gone to 14.05. In fact, if we look down here at our chart, the highest it's gone there is 432. So we would enter the override price there, 432, in order to properly calculate the trailing percentage off of the high. Not off the high of the day, but off the high since we've entered the trade. Now, it can get a little crazy as things start to move, and if that's too much, don't mess with it. But if you want to use it, you have to continually be changing that high price if the high price of the option is less than the high price of the day. Okay? As always, I like to enter my price level here on the chart. We entered at 390. I like to draw a line, make it very easy to graphically see it. Now, you'll notice there was also an entry alert from SPX Option Trader that we purchased this contract at a price of 390, but using our trading guidelines and choosing our exit price, and no further updates will be given until after we exit the trade. Now that's where this trade is a little bit different than some of our other strategies in that we don't give any further guidance until we're out of the trade. These trades move very quickly, and so it is up to you as a trader to choose when you want to exit the trade. We give some guidelines on our website. We're looking at the time of day. We're looking at levels of resistance in the SPX. We're seeing how far it's run. Generally, we're giving it about 100% trailing stop, meaning we'll let it keep going and hopefully maximize our run. Sometimes we'll tighten it up tighter than that, maybe about a 50% or 40% trailing stop, depending upon how it's moving. And so we'll show you on this day how we wrote it and how you might have ridden the profit as well. We've jumped ahead here until 338, and you can see in just a few minutes now the market has started to move very nicely in our forecast direction. We've popped up above that 5733.25 level nicely. Our option price, as you notice here, has hit over 6, which is over 50%. That's good. Now, generally speaking, at this time of the day, it's after 3:30. getting in that last 20 minutes of the day, we're going to be watching it rather closely because it can move very quickly. And so with our 100% trailing stop, we went ahead and adjusted our high price, and we'll continue to do that in the Excel spreadsheet here so you can see how that's calculated. It says the high is 55%. 100% trailing stop would be about 213 if it came down. So if you're looking at a chart here, if it came back down under 2, we would look to exit the trade, take our maximum loss of about 50%, but hopefully it'll continue to run. And so at this point, we're watching very carefully because each tick of the market can make the difference between a very nice profit or it turning against us. And so it requires a very close monitoring of positions. And so we're going to slowly move forward at this point, bar by bar in a 1-minute bar chart so you can see how this developed. As we move forward here to the next bar, we notice it continued to run, and look at our option. Our option hit almost 8, which was 100%, over 100% potential profit. Now, some traders may choose just to lock it in and be thankful and take the 100% and run, but we didn't do that, and we typically don't do that. We want to let it run and maximize these late day moves. But after it hits 100%, we're moving our stop up to at least the break-even level, so that if it was to reverse against us, we would look to lock it in and at least break even. And so that's what we would be doing at this point, at least break even and watch our position very closely and see what develops. So let's see what happens in the next minute. Okay, a little bit of consolidation here in the 340 bar, not unusual. Didn't really look at our option here, didn't move down that much, and so we just be watching and waiting. And like much of day trading, it requires some patience. Again, it is difficult to understand that a day trader needs to be patient. Typically, it's not a profession known for being patient, but there are times where you just need to wait and let it run, and that's what it takes on a day like today. Just give it a little bit of room and see what happens. So let's see what happens in the next bar. As we come to the 341 bar, the market started to rally again. And so once again, we see a green bar here in our option, and that's good. It hasn't broke to a new high. We're still leaving our stop at about that break-even level as we continue to watch it very closely. And we'll see what develops here in the next 1-minute bar. Here in the 342 bar, we had a new high as this starts to run here on the SPX, and the option came back up here to be equal to the high it hit just a few minutes before. And so that would be a great position to be in. We're just continuing to watch it. At this point, we still have our stop basically at break even as we give it some room to move in this last 20 minutes of the day. So let's see what happens in the next bar. Okay, here at the 43 bar, again, a little bit of a pullback, That's what happens oftentimes. And so nothing to be concerned about at this point. Our stop would still be here just about break even as we see if we can make a nice profit here in these last few minutes of the day. Let's see what happens in the next 1-minute bar. Okay, the market starts to move very quickly here at the 344 bar. We saw a nice jump up and a nice move in our option position. As we hit a high, took us up, as you'll notice, to a high of 155%. Again, as we're moving our trailing stop up now, that would put our stop at about 6. It would be 100% trailing stop. And so if you want to, if you're fast enough on the charts, drawing a quick line here at 6 so that you can see it very quickly if it starts to move can be helpful to monitor the position. Whichever way it works for you to be able to monitor this quickly is what you want to do. Get comfortable with the charts, get comfortable with the Excel spreadsheet so that you can monitor the position very quickly. Because as it starts to run, we want to lock in the maximum profit we can and as well protect ourselves if it starts to turn against us quickly. And so let's see what happens in the next bar here. Now, as we came to the 345 bar, our option just exploded, which often happens in these late day trades. And we hit a high of 400%. And in the same 1-minute bar, it pulled all the way back down. Now, these are very fast trades. And so on this day, as it hit 400 and started to pull back, we went ahead and bailed very quickly because it started to pull back. You'll notice 100% trailing stop, you'd be looking to lock in your profit at about 300%. Well, on this day, it pulled back so fast, we weren't able to quite exit at our target of 300%. As it came back down, we actually exited at 1390, and that's where we locked in our profit as it pulled back off of the high. And that's how we traded this. We wrote it up. It was late in the day. It hit over 400%. It started to pull back. And you'll notice here we just shared, we exited for a very nice 256% profit. Now, that's how we traded it. Perhaps you would be willing to give it more room as you're trading it. Now, what we'll notice on this day is it continued to run. And we'll jump ahead here to show you what was possible just a few minutes later. All right, we've jumped ahead to the end of the day, 15 minutes later. And on this day, what happened was that the SPX just continued to ran. And while there was a little bit of pullback, and of course we got out on this white line, if a trader had held it, it hit a high of over 700% within 15 minutes. Now, we didn't maximize the run on this day, and oftentimes we don't, but I just show you how quickly the market can move in the late day strategy and how you could maximize the profit. You might do better than we do. You might do not quite as well. It is very volatile in the evening session, and so you do the best you can to lock in profit while it runs. And so we are quite happy to make 256%, even though it did hit more a little bit later on. Now, clearly, I picked a day where it went well for us, a nice profitable day. Not every day is like that. There are days where it goes against us right away. There are certainly days where we don't make as much profit and days where we take 100% loss because we're giving it so much room to move. But the process is the same every day. We try not to get emotional. We don't get stressed out. We enter the trade when that price level is broken, and then we seek to maximize the run or minimize our loss the best we can. And this is the same process that we do day in and day out. And by staying consistent is how we profit in the markets. I cannot guarantee what your specific experience will be, but I do know that this has proven to be a very valuable strategy for us. Hopefully you have found this video helpful in understanding better how to use the late day trader. And we have other trading strategies that we use every day, so be sure to look at our website and also at the other videos to see how to use those strategies. Until next time, make it a profitable day.